Imagine you hit your first $1 billion, what would you be spending it on? I bet crazy ideas are already popping in your head right now. Well, while you are still imagining, let's show you how these billionaires spent their first $1 billion. Just before we proceed, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now that you have subscribed, let's dive into the world of billionaires. 1. Elon Musk. As the CEO of Tesla and other amazing products, we all thought Elon Musk was a workaholic who barely had time to have fun. Well, all that changed immediately. Elon Musk hit his first $1 billion mark. He showed us that he was the king of fun as he bought series of amazing supercars. He acquired the first car ever made in history, a submarine car, a high-powered Tesla car, and lastly, a McLaren speed car. To acquire these beautiful creatures, it was reported that Elon Musk spent over $5 million. That's crazy, right? Well, if you haven't noticed, to billionaires, $5 million is like a drop of water in their ocean of wealth. Having spent that huge amount of money on cars alone, it is only smart that Elon should have a beautiful mansion where he could store all his cars. And he did just that. Well, maybe he did more than that, in fact, as he bought an entire neighborhood for the whooping sum of $80 million. Damn! That's a lot of money to be spent in a country where a lot of people are battling with their mortgages. As if his acquisitions were not yet enough, Elon took the next step where he bought 4 private jets which cost over $150 million for him and his children. To be honest, I would love to be a child of Elon Musk right now. Imagine as a child of Elon, being able to travel to any parts of the world and equally living in a neighborhood where your next neighbor lives miles away. That is absolutely crazy. As a great father indeed, Elon enrolled his children in private schools. This is considering that he has 9 children, so obviously it would cost a lot. Just to show you how crazy it is, the private school would cost an average of $33,000 a year. Then when we multiply that for his 9 kids and for the next 18 years of their lives, it is mind-blowing. It means Elon would spend over $100 million just for the tuition of his kids alone. We have not yet considered their medical, feeding, or other bills, and the sum is already over the roof. Well, if you were shocked by how much tuition Elon kids would cost him, what till you hear the amount he spent on acquiring a dying company? Elon splurged a whooping $5 billion on the Solar City company. While a lot of critics complained, Elon went ahead and did what he wanted by buying the company. There are reports that he bought the company because it was owned by his cousins, but who cares, right? Spending an amount that is more than the GDP of some countries might be disturbing to some people, but hey, you are not Elon. 2. Mark Zuckerberg. If you think Elon is the only crazy billionaire out there, then you have not met Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of Meta, who is worth billions of dollars, might look like that good kid, but when he spends his money, he doesn't think like a good kid would. Take, for instance, the over 1,300 hectares of land he bought from Hawaiians. While a vast majority of Hawaiians were uncomfortable with the purchase, but then, who rejects over $160 million spent on just buying up land alone? That's right! Mark Zuckerberg spent over $160 million on just to acquire those hectares of land. Incredible, right? Thus, his property will exceed over 500 football stadiums. Can you imagine an entire vast of area Mark Zuckerberg has under his control without any neighbor in sight? Well, that is the good part of being a billionaire, right? Aside an entire county that Mark bought for himself, Mark also have a couple of mansions around the lake. To be a billionaire is definitely fun. As for whether he has a private jet or yacht, Mark has been so good at covering his tracks, but however, it is rumored that he has a luxurious yacht worth over $100 million. Can you imagine that? Being able to splurge that amount of money on just a boat is crazy, but heck, it is his money, and he is at liberty to do as he so pleases. It was also reported that the yacht is so big that it can carry another yacht comfortably, and also has enough helipad for a helicopter to land on. Gosh! Well, aside buying up luxury items, we found out that Mark Zuckerberg has a thing for donating to charitable causes, and thus, he did what no one thought he would ever do. He donated a whooping $1 billion to his charity foundation. That indeed is a huge amount of money to be spent on just charity. Well, while most people believe that he donated that sum to reduce the amount of tax he would have ordinarily paid, but that doesn't matter, right? I mean, he is helping the world to be a better place, and we should thank him for that. To be fair though, If you have an issue with whether the donation is real or not, then you are not alone. As Elon Musk asked the same question too. Well, maybe it could be because of the question Elon Musk asked that Mark Zuckerberg started his training to beat the living crap out of Elon Musk. How dare Elon Musk try to wash Zuckerberg dirty linen in the public? 3. Sergey Brin. As far as fighting Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg is not the only person who wants to take a fight to Elon Musk. Sergey Brin, the billionaire co-founder of Google, is also on the line. There have been reports that the reason for this fight is rather personal between the two billionaires. I mean, it was rumored that Elon Musk had an affair with Sergey's ex-wife, Shanahan. Well, away from Elon and Sergey's beef, Sergey, the co-founder of Google in his own right, has had a colorful lifestyle. Well, that was what expected from the billionaire. One of the ways he showed off his wealth was by buying a burger. Yes, you heard right, he bought a burger. But this time around, it is not the kind of regular burger you are thinking of. He spent a whooping $300,000 just to eat a lab-produced burger. Can you imagine how crazy that is? So, instead of spending some bucks to get a burger at a nearest fast food joint, Sergey felt buying the first ever lab-produced burger was the ideal thing. Not only did he spend a whooping $300,000 for the burger, he also had to wait for a whole 4 years just for the scientists to produce the burger. We all know that 4 years is enough for one to bag a college degree, but Sergey was not bothered. As if spending $300,000 just for burger was not enough for Sergey, he shocked the world by acquiring 3 yachts at once. What could he possibly be doing with 3 yachts that one cannot do for him? Well, don't look at me. I don't know the answer, otherwise I would have been a billionaire myself, right? It was reported that the yachts' worth were $3 million, $18 million, and $80 million respectively. That is spending a total of over $100 million just on yachts alone. That is definitely crazy. Just when we thought we have seen it all, Sergey said we should hold his beer as he invested $15 million in a flying car company named Kitty Hawk. Well, as with some investments, the investment turned out a loss for the billionaire. Take heart, Sergey. Just like most entrepreneurs, Sergey was not afraid of making investments after the $15 million loss and suffered. Thus, he invested a whooping $100 million to create the world's largest airship. The airship, whose length is 1245 meters and bigger than a Boeing 737-200, is said to be the next big thing in the aviation industry. Well, whether that is true or not, our fingers are crossed as we wish Sergey all the best in his endeavors. Sergey must have thought that his losses were over, but he didn't expect the biggest loss he would encounter: his wife. No, his wife is alive, but the couple divorced. If only the divorce was without alimony or settlement, then it would have been perfect. But Sergey had to shell out over $1 billion as divorce settlement. That must have torn the billionaire up, but hey, it's life, right? And it is filled with ups and downs. Perhaps aside the money lost, Sergey must have been shattered to learn that Elon Musk could be behind the wife's divorce by having an affair with her. While Elon Musk denied the allegations, Sergey doesn't seem to believe him and in fact might be looking forward to beating Elon Musk in a boxing ring. 4. Jeff Bezos. In the world of billionaires, Jeff is not a new face. He has been ranked as the richest man in the world by Forbes on several occasions. Despite how busy Jeff is, he still finds time to do some things you won't believe. I mean, for an employer who is always in the news for paying workers below minimum wage, Jeff truly outdid himself with his car collections. Imagine acquiring supercars that are worth over $18 million. That is definitely a lot from the Amazon CEO. As if Jeff's timepiece was not working any longer, Jeff spent a whooping $40 million on just acquiring a giant clock. As crazy as that sounds, you haven't heard the last of it yet. A $150 million splurged on just 2 private jets. Over $450 million spent on different mansions and penthouses indeed cemented Jeff's place as one of the highest spending billionaire on the list. What are your thoughts on the billionaire's spending habits? Do you think they should have given it to charity organizations instead? Please share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Well, if you got to the end of the video, make sure to hit the subscribe button, like, share, and turn on the post notification button so you don't miss any of our videos. Thanks for watching.